Bert Breer is brought to you by Chevy. Looking for more power, capability, and technology with Chevy trucks? You're ready for anything. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. That clip you just heard was Bert a couple of nights ago talking about Alex Van Pelt and the Patriots offense, and that the scheme is not to blame for the troubles the Patriots offense has right now.
I'm not saying it's perfect, but I am saying it's not.
Thank you.
I'm not saying it's not, but I am saying it's not the number one problem. I think the number one problem is clear, is talent, and I think one thing people miss is how you really can't do anything if you don't have your offensive line right. And I think if you look at like where they are with that position group, what do you have to hang your hat on? And like I can't look at that group with a straight face and say like, oh well, yeah, like you got the basis to do this or do that. Like
whose fault's that?
Zoe, you and I.
Whose fault's that?
It's the front office's fault.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's the front office's fault. And like I'm not gonna like I think Elliott's got a bright future as the head of the front office, but you can't let him off the hook because he was.
No,
here.
that's why. I'm an Elliott guy,
and he was here for it. So, it's. I mean, I just think this is the consequence of years and years of draft misses, of taking the consequence of Cole Strange in the first round, of Isaiah Wynn in the first round. There's two offensive linemen who, if you get those right, like those guys are the foundation pieces of your offensive line. And I said it at the time. If you're going to take a guard in the first round, he better be Zach frickin' Martin, right?
Yeah.
He better be Quentin Nelson, and he's not. And if you're going to take a left tackle in the first round, you'd hope the guy can be the answer for you for 10 years. Isaiah Wynn should be on his second contract right now.
Right.
And unfortunately, there just aren't enough good offensive linemen to go around.
Is he out of football?
So you wind up chasing these things.
I think
he's out of Miami.
He is?
But he's playing guard, which is probably where he should have been playing all along.
That's what he's built like, and that's what Wynn was built like.
Right. So
But sadly, you can't come in here and say this is not why they're playing Drake May, because the head coach and the offense coordinator both said they're two separate entities.
Right.
So what's the problem with May?
I think there's two pieces with May. And again, the expectation is that he's going to start at some point this year. And I think his progress in practice has been steady. We talked about last week how they're getting him reps, like concepts that Jacoby's comfortable with. The advantage of having Jacoby here from Drake's standpoint is that Jacoby knows Van Pelt's offense, so Jacoby doesn't need reps on certain plays, certain concepts. That's when they can slide Drake in there.
But Beetle asked a great question today, and it was perfectly asked.
Yeah.
Go ahead and ask Bert it.
Will the Patriots be any worse with Drake May playing quarterback for this team?
No.
Okay. I think we should all agree on that. I think no matter where you stand on Drake playing or not playing, should he play tomorrow? Should he play in 3 months? Should he play next year? I think everybody should admit, if they plugged in Drake May right now, it won't get any worse.
Here's what I'm worried about with Jacoby. I think we can all agree probably played his worst game on Sunday, right?
Yes.
And probably by a significant margin. My concern now would be that the hits are starting to accumulate. And how many times
he gets shell shocked?
How many times have we seen him wince coming off of the turf? And he's tough as nails,
it's really
right?
Tough.
And I think from that standpoint, he's everything that you asked for. But this whole idea of the quarterback being, again, I think this is Gasper's phrase, the crash test dummy.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like eventually, Zoe, you could explain this way better than me. Eventually, a quarterback gets hit enough and he starts to get sped up and he starts to see things that aren't there and it starts to really affect his play. And everything that we're talking about, the reasons why you don't want to put Drake May out there are manifesting in Jacoby Brissett. It feels that way, at least to me. Like the stuff that you're worried about happening if you put a rookie out there, they're now happening with a veteran.
So you think it happens in 6 or 7 games is what that takes?
I think the problem is, do you want to put your rookie quarterback out there in that environment? And I think that's such a big piece to it now.
I do. And I understand it's dangerous. I understand there's risk in it, and I still want to do it.
Okay. Putting your second, third, and fourth, and other fifth-round picks out there. Yeah.
I do.
You had third pick sitting there.
And so are you worried that you're going to mess him up? That you're going to mess up his development?
No.
Okay. I would just be worried about – I think there are two pieces to this. For the coaching staff, as far as putting Drake May out there, the first piece is being sure that you're not going to undo all the progress that you made and have bad habits resurface as a result of him getting knocked around out there. And that relates to the second piece of it, which the second piece of it is, do you have the team to support him? Do you have a situation that's workable for a rookie quarterback? Right now, I don't know how you could look at it and answer that question and say yes. But again, like,
It's your job as a coach to
the problem is like, I don't know if it's going to get better.
Oh, it's not.
I mean, if David Andrews is out for the year, like,
So what are you waiting
The
for?
line is not getting better. It's only going to get worse.
I mean,
What are you waiting for? When did he get knocked out before you put him in there?
I don't know this. I don't know. Like, I can't say this for a fact, right? But my guess would be David Andrews is probably fixing a lot of stuff on the fly out there. You know what I mean? Like, because in that offense, in the West Coast offense, unless you have Aaron Rodgers back there or whatever else, like, the protection calls go on the center. So the center is actually the whole idea and the concept of playing the offense the way it's constructed is to make things easier on the quarterback. So the mic points, the protection adjustments, all of that stuff that for years they had the quarterback do here in the Josh McDaniels system, the center does that in the McVay, Shanahan, Kubiak, in that system. And so now you pull David Andrews out of that. Like, is it going to get worse now?
You know what's interesting is with that being the case in this particular system, you would have thought the GM would have thought we should probably get a second center for the roster. We should probably get a backup center. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you think that would have been a good idea in the offseason?
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, they didn't even have a backup. They had guys who played guard who can shift over and play center. They had guards that could also do the duties. Well, they didn't, with all their money, with all their cap space, we're not talking about starting caliber players. They didn't think it was important to maybe get another center.
Well, was it Leverett, right? Like, that, has he played? Like, he's a guard, right?
Yeah, he's a guard who's shifting over to center.
Right. So it's a really important position. Like, the best example, look, there are two great examples. Alex Mack followed Kyle Shanahan from Cleveland to Atlanta to San Francisco. John Sullivan followed Sean McVay from Washington over to Los Angeles. Generally, you don't see centers following coaches around, but that's why.
Because they're very important to the scheme.
Right.
That's why they followed. And here, they didn't even have a backup. And the latest on this, according to Alex Van Pelt.
Tom Nalen back in the day.
With Broncos, right?
Like, he was
he's a local guy. He's from here, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a BC guy. I'm not sure if he's from. I think he is. I think he grew up here, but he went to BC.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like he was incredibly important to what they did. Because
he's from Foxborough.
There you
Tom
go.
Nalen grew up in Foxborough.
Used to live in Rentham.
Yeah. Didn't we have him on one time?
Long time ago.
I feel like we did have him on the show
Long
one
time
time.
ago. Yep.
Alex Van Pelt said today, practice squad center Brian Hudson got all the reps with the first team offense on Wednesday. So, ladies and gentlemen, behind door number 2, or in this case, door number 3 at center, is Brian Hudson, your new center for the New England Patriots. Took all the first team offensive reps on Wednesday in practice. Do you know anything about Brian Hudson?
I don't even know what number he was.
I'm looking him up.
I don't know a damn thing about him, but let's find out.
It looks like he was signed from Detroit.
Okay.
Oh, Matt Patricia.
No, because he didn't come into the league until 23.
That foundation.
Oh, Matt will get credit for
So he came into the league in 23, played in Detroit, it looks like, I think. He doesn't have a Wikipedia page.
Also, well,
He doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so that's a bad
The Wikipedia for Brian Hudson takes you to the Milwaukee Brewers pitcher, not to the center.
Yeah. Well, it's Brian with a
Two-sport
Y. Are you
athlete.
spelling it right?
Yeah, Brian with a Y is also the pitcher.
Yeah, Brian Hudson doesn't have a Wikipedia page. Not a great sign.
Okay. 6'5", 301. Brian Hudson.
It's a big center.
Big boy.
Yeah.
Like that. Good size.
I like that.
He went to Louisville.
Played center, guard, and tackle at Louisville.
Okay. He played 41 games at center. 41 of his 60 games at Louisville were at center. So the guy actually has experience playing center. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Played a lot of football in college, too. Looks like he's a 4-year starter.
5-year. Looks like he played 5 years there. So 4-year starter, but 5 years total.
Yeah.
There you go. There it is.
Let's get the man a Wikipedia
Brian
page.
Hudson.
Yeah.
Let's get it going. All right, Brian, way to step up. Way to go. Let's hear it from Brian.
Can we have a listener set up a Wikipedia page for him?
Thank you. Brian Hudson, center, not Brian Hudson, the pitcher. Need a separate one. Same spelling, though. More with Bert Breer is coming up on the Patriots situation. We will get to other things with him today as well. We got a lot to get to.
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.